regular Commissioners work session for Wednesday, May 15th, 2019. Review of work session discussion meeting minutes.
I have to tell you, I didn't review them. I got them too late. I'm sorry. I'll look at them tonight.
Yep, no issues. All right, we'll move to department head report. Dan?
I have something small. Received some notification from PennDOT. Their plans to move forward with some curb ramps, installing handicap curb ramps, excuse me, in Elwood City and one in Patterson Township. And it's looking for a signature from the owner. And I just wanted to make sure do I have authorization to sign off on that?
They're looking to put curb ramps where?
It's a small lot on a corner of Summit Avenue and State Route 1003 or Brighton Avenue in Elwood City.
We own this lot?
I haven't done any research on it.
Let us look at this and see.
Okay.
So I'll get back to you on that. Anything else? That's it. Yeah. Holly?
Okay, so I just wanted to inform the commissioners. So back in October, we stopped taking glass at our recycling center because in the area, none of the haulers are taking glass. So Waste Management abandoned it, Bruner's, Valley, all of them. So that's not being done curbside for our residents, and it created a lot of negativity, phone calls coming in. Residents were not happy with that because they didn't want to be landfilling glass being a recyclable product. There was a couple articles that were run in the newspaper. It's been talked about. We finally have come up with a solution. So beginning the first Wednesday in June, we will be taking glass. We're going to be doing it as a pilot study. The theme of the program is through the lenses of Beaver County, and we have partnered with the Beaver County Blind Association. So it's glass back to glass, and so we're looking at taking in eyeglasses that will help individuals that are they're not going to be currently in the United States. They will be going overseas, but we will be collecting eyeglasses, so sunglasses, prescription glasses, and reading glasses, and as well as the bottled glass. So we're trying to do a dual approach to it, something creative and outside the box. With the approach, we'll be collecting it on Wednesdays only, and we're going to do it from 8 to 11. During that time, we're going to be educating the public as to how glass needs to be recycled, how it needs to come in, how it comes into our recycling center so we can use it properly, and so we can eliminate the contamination. So these are all issues that the curbside collection have had in the past. So we're trying to address it in the county to make it a more user-friendly ability. And then once we see, I'm hoping within a month or two, that we'll be able to introduce it back into the regular collections during normal operations. But at the present and to begin, we're going to do it just glass on those Wednesday mornings.
Every Wednesday?
During the month of June from 8 to 11. I'm going to be reaching out to social media and things like that to get the message out there. And like I said, we've partnered with the Beaver County Blind Association, so getting that word out there as well. The glass will actually, which I'm very happy about, is going to be going to a bottler. So the glass will be made into beverage containers. So we know what the end use of the product is. We will have hauling involved with it, which is something that the county, I mean, I'm going to have to use that money out of my budget to pay for the hauling. But right now we get money for that back in our state grant. So the tonnages that we will be collecting, I'm hoping that it will fairly close to offsetting each other.
What happens with the people in the community like Beaver? We put our recycling out at first weekend of every month. So I put my glass out, I put it out last weekend. So are you gonna get that glass from Beaver, or
We will
is that
not.
that will be missed? Okay, so.
And so
from now
I'm not
on-
sure who your hauler is, but I'm surprised that they even took it.
Who's the hauler? Bruner.
Yeah, Bruner's is not taking glass. So I'm not sure, did they leave it in your bin?
No.
They took it.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm not really sure, but I mean, right now, all of the haulers have had statements out. I mean, like if you go to their website, it says no glass collection. So I'm surprised that, I mean, we're, like especially the waste management customers, they're all getting it left on their yard, and I'm getting all the phone calls for that.
Wow.
So,
That did not happen. Wow.
so I'm kind of surprised, but at any rate, we're trying to be part of the solution here, and I know in Allegheny County, they offer one-day collections on Saturdays, and they rotate from the different municipalities. But again, we're trying to take approach from the county that county-wide, every municipality will have the same opportunity.
So what doesn't stop someone from, like, our Center Township uses waste management.
Right.
What doesn't stop someone in Center Township saying, going door to door, saying, I'll collect all your glass every other week for $5 and then bringing it down to you? Almost starting a side business, but then dropping it off at the county site.
There really wouldn't be anything that would stop it. I mean, glass in itself has had.
That might be a summer program. Summer-olds out there.
It's just,
Well, and I was just gonna say,
Waste
people
Management
that-
Center does leave their glass behind.
Right.
They'll leave it in the, they won't put it in the yard, but they'll leave it back in the,
Container.
in the,
Yeah.
blue container.
Right.
I'm sure Joe,
So, and we have
Joe
that
Petrell and
same-
I, when we were kids, we used to collect glass.
Exactly.
$2 a bottle, and that's how we survived as kids.
Yeah, and there is, believe it or not, there is value in glass. It's just, there's also a lot of issues with glass. So, I mean, it's heavy to haul in the truck, so it's more fuel. On the sorting lines, there's a lot of injury to workers that are picking the line because the glass gets broken. There's a lot of contamination issues because those shards of glass are getting into paper and cardboard and other things that are mixed in your bin as well. So again, there's a lot of breakdown from the equipment because that all gets in the gears and breaks equipment. So yes, there's a lot of issues with glass, but there's also value to glass. When we keep it separate, like at our recycling center, we aren't sorting it from the other materials. We're keeping it in its own container box. So we're not facing a lot of the issues that the curbside programs would be having. But at any rate, I mean, I think that the important piece here is that we found a solution. And I think that's very valuable to get out to people, is that it took us a lot of months, and the only reason why this bottling company is taking it from us is because we had to show and prove to them that our material was clean and that we were doing a good job educating people, that they were not going to end up with crap in the end, that they were going to end up with something that they can use. And we had to spend the last couple months in doing that before they would agree to take our glass to begin with. So we've made it through the test. So now we need to show that this program can work. So it's up to our department to work with the people of Beaver County.
As part of the education process, I came to one of your events in Beaver Falls. You came and spoke to the Beaver Falls residents, and it was an engaging conversation back and forth. I mean, people were really interested in asking you, am I doing it right? What happens to this now? And so I think that it's working, going to the different communities and getting the word out, because I think in general, people really do want to recycle, like you said. Bless you.
Thank you.
Goodness sakes. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions for all? Any other department head reports? Hearing none. Move to solicitor's report.
2 items. One, just a continuing update on the IRS. We have reached out to Connor Lamb's office, and they have indicated that they have forwarded our information to their congressional liaison with the IRS. We're waiting to hear back from them. We also have filed the appeal for the tax lien with the IRS, and we'll move through that process as well. So we're really doing on 2 fronts. One, we're doing on the front of the appeal, and second, we're doing it through Connor Lamb's office as well too. And then the second issue, we received 7 energy savings programs, requests for qualifications. They're large. We'll sort through those. I've also reached out to Whitmer Engineering to see if they could possibly assist us in going through those qualifications. And then the third thing is an executive session that we'll need to discuss contract negotiations.
Any questions for Sue? All right, moving on to commissioner report. The only thing I have is I have an executive session for personnel, and then I would also request that if the board is in agreement to cancel our work session meeting for Wednesday, May 22nd, which is next week. We do have a public meeting Thursday, but I spoke with Garen briefly, and during the public meeting he can, I guess, go over all the resolutions as if it was a work session prior to voting on them. And if we do cancel it, can we, if it's possible, have the law department send us those resolutions maybe by tomorrow or Friday for us to review over the weekend. The reason being is the election the day before. There's a lot of cleanup after the election, whether it's a candidate or in the elections office. I know we've canceled them I think in the past, so if the board is in agreement to that, I know municipalities like to get their intersections cleaned up and everything else, so. Gary?
Yeah, we'll make sure our department gets out to you the list of resolutions.
Is there a lot this time?
In checking before, it's about 20 or so.
Okay. But we could, during the public meeting on Thursday, we could go in detail with each of them.
And we'll get the list out to you. If there's any questions prior, just let us know. We can get you answered. But I'll go through the list the day of Thursday instead of doing it Wednesday.
And then the only other thing I do, like I said, one more is tomorrow we will be offering our room, this room here. This is not anything to do with the commissioners or the county, to the state representatives. I'm not sure who it all is. The House of Representatives. There's going to be 15 state representatives here holding is it a public hearing? Cindy's been in contact. A public hearing on behalf of the Shell Cracker plant. I don't know. Energy. I don't know if this has anything to do with the recent article and news about the pollution. So there will be, I don't even know what time tomorrow.
11 o'clock.
Okay, 11
to 1.
11 to 1 here in the conference room, the state representatives. So it'd be something similar to what Connor Lamb did in Shippingport. I don't have anything else.
I have no report.
So yesterday, I'll include you too. You went to the center at the mall. May is celebrating Older Americans Month, and I went to New Brighton Circle of Friends in Baden, and Tony went to the center at the mall.
I was one of them.
I tell you, I had a great time. I played bingo, and it was awesome. That's a great program, and I didn't realize how many people take advantage
And
of that.
as a former fireman, I realized I had to get everything done before the bingo started.
Yeah, you
don't
do.
mess with bingo.
Do not, yeah, that's a serious thing. And then, my days are running together. Was yesterday the ribbon cutting for Allegheny Health Network?
Monday.
Monday was.
Monday was, yeah.
So great things are happening up on the hill behind the mall. The comprehensive plan is moving quite well. There have been several different committees meeting. It is to grab ideas and suggestions from the public to incorporate into the plan, and if you would like to get involved in that, you can contact either our office or the planning office, Lance Grable, down in the planning. We got a request from CCBC asking if we would reconsider our allotment that is given to them, and I'm assuming that Corey is going to take a look at that and see if that can happen. This might just be a reminder for me. When are we going to do the allocation of the hotel tax and the Marcellus Shale money to do those projects? Were we waiting for something? It seemed to me that.
Wait for Corey, I think, to finalize the contract negotiations, but I don't see why we can't do it prior to that. So maybe next time he gets in, we could get with him. I know he sent a list of, did he send a list of items over each department? Okay. I'll reach out to him and ask, prioritize list, so.
Okay. And on Friday, we have the peace officers, celebration here. 9 o'clock is the pinning, and 10 o'clock is the ceremony out on the lawn. And today the flag is at half staff, because today is actually the day. That completes my report.
Any other business? Hearing none. Audience participation. Hearing none. Is there any reason to reconvene after executive session?
There's not.
All right. We will move into executive session, not reconvene.
Do you guys, Commissioner, you wanna just, no, go ahead. Go ahead.